And today we will explain lesson 2 in chapter 1. It's about multiplying and dividing square root expressions. The first, you must use the properties, and then the properties for square roots. For example, we have square root of a times b is equal to square root of a times square root of b. And for divides also, square root of a over b, it's also you can use square root of a over square root of b. And then when we have a square root of b squares equal to b, because it means repeated the number 2 times, and then square root of b, and then all of them squares also equal to 2b. For example, we have square root of a times b. For example, we have for that one, you can say square root of 18. It's coming from what? 9 times 2, square root of 9 times square root of 2. For that one also, square root of 45 over 9, for example, okay? You can say square root of 45 over square root of 9. And for that one also, for example, we have 6 square, all of them square, or you can say square root of 6 square. Because that one is equal to square root of 36, and square root of 36 also equal to 6, we can use it that way. Clear both of them, or remove the powers and then the square root also. For that one also, for example, we have square root of 6, all of them square. That means square root of 6 times square root of 6. Square root of 6 times square root also equal to square root of 36, and then equal to 6 is the same meaning. There's also you can remove the powers and then the square root too. And now we find example 1, or use the rules to find the answer question 1 in example 1, square root of 18. You must use the properties, students, for multiplication and dividing. First, you must simplify square root of 18. It's coming from what? From 9 times 2. And then square root of 9 equal to 3. And then square root of 2, we write down the same one because it's not perfect. And then it's a simplest form too. And then square root of 5 over 9, you can divide it by, for numerator and denominator also, square root of 5 over square root of 9. Square root of 5 is the simplest form, and they're not perfect, so just we write the same one. And square root of 9 is equal to 3. For 80 also, square root of 80 over 25, we can write a square root of 80 over 25. Square root of 80 is coming from 16 times 5, and then square root of 25 is equal to 5, so we simplify that one. And then square root of 16 also equal to 4. It's a simplest form for that one, so it's equal to 4 times square root of 5 over 5. That one is the simplest form for 80 over 25 inside radical sign, or for square root. And in example 2, we have multiply 2 times 18. There's we have 18, we must spread it to write as a simplest form. There's we use a multiply. You can say 2 times 18 is equal to 36, so it's equal to 6, or you can use it that way, students. There's also you can write by this way. Square root of 2 times 18 is coming from 9 times 2, and then square root of 9 equal to 3. Square root of 2 times square root of 2, it means we have square root of 2 square. You can write by this way, square root of 2 square, and then clear both of them. Just remain what? 3 times 2, it's also equal to 6. We have the same answer by different way, or other way. In example, we also have square root of 45 over 20, and then 9 times 5 is equal to 45, and then 20 is coming from 4 times 5, and then clear both 5, or divide it equal to 1. Square root of 9 equal to 3, and then square root of 4 equal to 2, so we have 3 over 2. Or you can spread it by both ways also too. You can spread it, and then we have square root of 9 equal to 3, and then square root of 4 is also equal to 2. For that one, just you can find that way, students. Clear both, and just remain 9 over 4 equal to 3 over 2. Or you can write by a long way, students. In example 3, you must find, or using a Pythagorean method. You know, for Pythagorean method, we have a right triangle. For example, A, B, C. And that both called sides, and that one's called hypotenuse. Okay, or you can say hypo. And then, for example, 3, you must have find the length of a side or the diagonal for the triangle, or hypotenuse is called hypotenuse there. Then 18 meters and 9 meters are dimensions of a volleyball play field. Find the diagonal, use the Pythagorean theorem. And then, because we know the Pythagorean theorem says, say a square, or you can say if that one is a, b, c. Okay, you can say a square is equal to b square plus c square. Okay, c square. Good. Or you can say ac square for hypotenuse equal to ab square plus abc square. All of them true. And then just we use a number. I write here students directly because we have a hypotenuse or diagonal. It means hypotenuse. You can say hypo squares equal to what? 18 square plus 9 square. Okay, 18 squares equal to what? 324. Okay, 9 squares equal to 81. And then hypo squares equal to what? 324 plus 81 is equal to 405. And that one is not perfect, so we get a square root for both. H equal to what? Square root of 405. You can leave it directly or you can use a calculator, but in exam we can't use a calculator, so just write that way. I think that's all examples about that lesson, students. In exercises also we have the same way. And then I wanna explain example. Okay, exercise 49 and 50. Good. In exercise 49, you have question, which expressions is written in simplest form? Because we studied simplest form for that one, we write in the first lesson, we explained the perfect. That one's equal to 7. That one's we can write another way coming from 22 times 2, or you can say 4 times 11. 4 is not perfect simplest form, so you can, because it's perfect, it's equal to 11, 2 times square root of 11. And that one is not simplest form. That one is also not simplest form. 36 is also equal to 6. That one is not simplest form. But square root of 35 is the simplest form because it's coming from what? 7 times 5. Square root of 7 times 5. Square root of 7 and square root of 5 also are simplest form. So just we can write another one by a simplest form. It's 35. We can simplify again. So just that one is a simplest form. In example 50, what is the product of 3 square root of 5 and square root of 15? Square root of 15 and square root of 5, we can write as a simplest form for square root of 15. It's coming from what? 3 square root of 5 times square root of 5 times square root of 3. We can clear both, just remain 3 times 5 times square root of 3. And then 3 times 5 is equal to 15. And then square root of 3, so that one is the correct answer. Both examples 49 and 50, so important for national examination students. Thanks for watching.